I suppose the style of films downstairs, cleaning up, we haven't noticed them. Yeah, so it's a great film. It's a really simple story, like really well told, but a lot of like depth in it.
Okay, well that was kind of what I wanted to achieve with it. I didn't want anything too complex, mainly because I wanted to practice pacing and character development. That's what this film was about for me.
Well, that's what I really liked about it. It wasn't like it was really fast. It was quite slow, and it kind of built. And it's very, and it's what, 10 minutes, is it?
Yeah, just
and the atmosphere was really nice, and the story and the idea of it. There's a lot of stuff packed in there without too much.
Thank you. Well, the story went through a couple of drafts, but it was always based on the premise of. My idea was to try and keep it simple. I just wanted one location. I thought, well, what location would be interesting enough to hold an audience's attention for a duration of a short film, which I had to produce a short film between 5 to 15 minutes. So I thought, go for the middle, go for the 10. And I thought, well, the theatre was quite interesting, and I work in the theatre, so I kind of already had a location that I was very familiar with. So then I kind of got the main idea for the script from a fear I have, and the whole thing is that he's overlooked by everybody he meets. It's just being the cleaner. I mean, we all do it, we all see someone make a first judgment, but we don't really know that person, and we don't really know what they can give and what they've got to offer. And that's being a graduate, you know, there's hardly any jobs out there, and that's a major fear of mine. It's not actually kind of completing something that I love doing, and not that cleaning's a bad thing, you know, but when you've got so much talent and things as Ben had, that's a fear of mine anyway, of not really achieving.
And I quite like that aspect of it, and the aspect that he was invisible as well, because they were just so stuck up with it, you noticed the cleaner. Yeah, so yeah, I like those kind of angles on it. And I thought there was some good humour in there as well. Like the actor couldn't really do the lines very well. Was he just not very good, or was he? I mean, how do you direct someone to act badly? That's quite funny.
If he was here, he's actually a very, very, very good actor, and whenever he shows him on the film or he says something, he always says, "I'm supposed to be acting badly, by the way. Can you credit me as bad actor, please?" I'm like, no, it wouldn't work if I did. But no, he's very good, and he knew exactly what I want. I just, you know, give it to me over the top, you know, and that's what he did, and he did really well doing that. I mean, you're all laughing at him, but equally. For me, the direction he's giving the actor is of no help to him at all. It doesn't help him because the director doesn't know what he's doing. And you've got all these people in the room looking up to this director who thinks he's this big shot, and there's this actor on the stage giving the opportunity of life, and then this guy walks in, and he is the talent in the room there, and they just ignore him. But he could bring so much to that if they let him kick him out. So that's kind of what's going on.
Yeah, like a simple story, but tells you so much about this country, actually, in a way. Yeah, so what's your involvement in it? I mean, obviously you're acting in it, so how did you get involved?
Well, Sammy, don't like that. If I just speak, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Don't like microphones. Sammy and Richard and Jamie had contacted me because they'd seen a previous short film that I'd done and asked me if I would be in their film, and I read the script and I knew David, who plays Ben the cleaner, I knew he was going to be in it, so I just thought, yeah, I'll do it.
So, I mean, does he do a lot of acting? He's got a great face. I mean,
yeah, he does. He's done loads of stuff, hasn't he, David?
Not the soaps, hasn't he? And he had a series.
He was in Hard Times with the Library Theatre not long ago, when he was absolutely fantastic. So, yeah.
There's some really great bits you got there. His face to camera, and it was telling about 1,000 stories just by his face looking at the camera. Was that what him doing that? Was that from you directing that?
I told him what I wanted, and I got it. Like everything, you know, I don't like one-take wonders. Aside from the emotion that I tried to capture, I mean, the cut throwing in the bin took about 50 times, so we could do it quickly, but I think in fact there was one point, because I wanted it to finish as he was walking upstairs, as you saw, but the very first time we actually finally got it in the bin, the whole crew just went, yeah! He's like, I wanted the sound of him walking up the stairs, so we had to do it again. So it was twice as long, because everybody else smiled at it. But no, I had lots of meetings with David, and and I talked him through it, and like I said, this was a test for pace and character development, so I really wanted to focus on that and all the change points, and I kept thinking, how's the audience going to respond to this? How much time should we wait on this? What's going to make us love this character? What's going to make us be on his side and really go with him through this little journey he has? So that's mainly what I wanted to focus on. So, weeks of storyboarding and going through it, and that's kind of like what I got, and I'm happy with it.
Yeah. Well, so it was like really meticulously put together.
Yeah.
I mean, it does really work because all the characters in there, you do have opinions on them, which is always like a sign of something that really works. And especially like a really short film as well. I mean, there's not a lot of time to sketch characters properly, but you're already in there working them out in your head, aren't you? When you, as a viewer, I mean, obviously not for you because you're sort of thinking, I wish I filmed that a little bit better, aren't you? Or so where do you go from here then? You got some more projects lined up.
Yeah, I've got a couple. I've got another short film I've just kind of had my first pre-production meeting today, which I'm looking forward to. I can't really talk too much about it because it's not set in stone yet. But I don't know what to say about it. I'm currently casting, I suppose. I'm thinking of things, and it'll give me an opportunity to do a bit of action, which I'd love to do for a bit. And it's got this point in it where we're having so much fun watching it, and then the pace just completely freezes almost, and emotionally I need the audience to kind of go all the way up there while everything slows down, which is kind of like what I'm working towards at the minute. So I feel like the film I made before this one, I felt the pacing wasn't right and character development wasn't right, which is what I wanted to get through this. So now with my next film, I'm hoping to keep what I've achieved from this film and then add kind of more depth and try and be a bit more ambitious with it, really. There's quite a few locations involved.
So you actually think about the emotional ride and put the story to that, or do you have the story and work on the emotional thing afterwards? It's interesting you just mentioned there, you're working out telling character, the audience on an emotional journey. So I just wondered if you actually had an idea of the emotional journey for the story.
Oh no, I get the story, and then from the story I work out the emotional journey, and if the emotional journey isn't enough, edit the story until it is. Emotion is very, very important, I think, especially when I watch a film. I mean, you could have emotion and story, I think they just go together. If you don't have a good story, you don't have the emotion involved. If you've got great emotion, then the story has to be good. That's how I feel.
Well, you're probably doing that in very sort of like a short, like I said, in a very short thing. It's quite a lot of complex things going on there. So, is there any questions? Got a couple of questions.
No.
How many takes until you got it in the bin?
Really? Okay, you got it in. I'm recapping now because I filmed this in April. I think you got it in the bin, I think maybe on the 10th time. I told him to slow it down when he did, and it worked, it was great, and everyone cheered. So then we went on to about take 40. So, yeah, no resentment there.
And the mop.
And all the mops in the bucket, I took about, at that point it was like 1 in the morning, and we'd been going since 1 in the afternoon, and he was tired, and now everyone was grumpy, and I think David had left it was just, yeah. But originally what I wanted to do, I wanted to kind of do a little trick with the mop, but there just wasn't enough height with the ceiling and everything, so that didn't work out, but it
Mop stunts.
Exactly, mop, don't
put mop stunts in your film.
There's not enough mop stunts.
In case I missed it, what's your background? Where do you come from, like studying stuff? Because you sound like a shithot director, to be honest with you. You seem to really be aware of everything. Back home, shithot. But
can I
really
get my
good.
writing, please?
You can read it. It's legible for you. Yeah. But no, it just listen to you. Actually, you sound like you know everything about what you wanted to achieve in the film, which is rare. Usually, like me, I'm just like, yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be awesome, and it's gonna be.
Well, that's what I consciously try to avoid because. I do that in my head, and then I have to work so hard to get it out vocally for other people to understand. I mean, I heard a story once about one director who was talking about his film, and he just kind of stopped talking in words, and instead just went. And he's telling this to someone. This other person just said that, as if he's supposed to understand all this. Yeah, pretty much. So thank you for that. Anyway.
No, I just.
Sorry, you asked me what about
university. Did you start?
I graduated June this year. Media production from Bolton University. I've learned mainly from all my peers really, rather than duties, and I've been trying to make as many short films as I possibly can. I want more really. If anybody's got any short film, then I can just stand in the background and just hide and just watch people working. That'd be great. I'd love to do that. I like producing as well. I've done some producing work. I did a short film before this, which somehow won the Student World Television Society Award in the Northwest. Didn't win the final one, unfortunately, but this is being sent out, we'll see how that fares. But yeah, I don't know. I like doing it, I want to do this and make money, but there's not much out there. We all feel the same thing.
Right, thanks. It's quite interesting that you're both here tonight showing films that are completely the opposite of each other's films, but they're both really good. I think that's a sign of how diverse and how much talent there is in the Northwest, isn't it? Which doesn't make it any easier for you, because there's a lot of very talented people around.
Yeah, of course,
but it's good for the Northwest, isn't it? So, okay, well, thanks a lot, Samantha.